The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Concerning.
Right after it, and I like ran over there. There's no kid in the water, and it's just a bird saying help. So I told my coworker, I said, "Yeah, there's a bird over there." And she goes, "Oh, the help bird." So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a zoo, literally. Literally the zoo.
Hey, hi, we're live.
Yes, we are.
Oh shit, are we? Hi everybody.
No.
I just realized my name is still from the last time I played D&D.
Don't worry about it. The overlays are right. Whoa.
Hi everybody. So welcome back to Retroverse Vaccine Edition. If you are hearing some sound, that would be Sirenscape. It's super cool. It's $22 every other month. The link is above somebody's head. I have no idea anymore.
Callie's.
The 22 every other month gets you all of their sci-fi, fantasy, and board game sound sets. They have them for all of their adventures, or not all of their adventures, but for a lot of different adventure paths, including like Waterdeep, Avernus, a bunch of different Pathfinder ones and Starfinder. So you can go check those out. They're super cool. And before we get into it, does anybody want to recap any of what's been going on in the group chat, just so that it's out there and we have it on stream so I can remember?
I know the later stuff, but I think Reese and Callie would have to recap most of it.
I can't wait for this episode of Archie. Let's go.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Okay, it started at IKEA. We had meatballs, and we got stuff for Ollie's apartment. This is all after what happened last time. So the group has been kind of going on little adventures here and there in our RP. We went to IKEA and ate meatballs. We went roller skating. We went bowling. We just got done going to an amusement park. Yeah.
All the slice of life that you could have wanted was not on screen.
No, but it was
I'll try to
fun.
summarize it real quick. He's a good boy. She's a sweet girl. Can I make it any more obvious?
Yeah, so basically in our private group chat that we have on our Discord, if you don't have that, it's fucking genius. It's been great seeing a handful of goobers just RP to their heart's content for 2 fucking weeks.
It's dangerous. It's
wonderful. I have gotten new lore out of it that I did not very expected. So last session, the group of you finally met back up with Simon after he revealed that he had gone to the reality hacker to try and get one over on her. He retrieved for her a device that should be able to deal an incredible amount of damage with just the push of a button. And when he delivered it to her, he pushed the button and promptly destroyed the building that he was standing in, potentially her as well. He also happened to be live streaming this moment. So when the feed cut out, of course, half the party was like, oh my God, he could be dead, and ran to go rescue him, while I believe 1 or 2 were like, he's probably fine. He ended up being fine. That does bring us to mention, though, that we are down a few players. Unfortunately, I had a family thing, and Jesse wasn't feeling too well, so it's just going to be the 5 of us this session. After meeting up, the group of you also encountered a individual calling himself Ricotta, or Cheeseman, as Vinna prefers to call him. What's the word? Glitch gnome? No.
Mecha?
Mechanome.
He's a mechanome, yes.
Who also happens to be a De-Fragger, right? That is in the a member of the Knights of the Grid alongside Crypto. He is also a Knight Virtual. He was actually set by the Digital Guardian and the One, a very powerful Apogee, to look out for the group of you and help however he can. They're under the impression that something's going to be happening soon, but it's unclear exactly what. And the Digital Guardian, at least, is under the impression that the group of you kind of have your pulse on problems. After meeting and talking with this individual, you guys made your way back home to try and relax a bit, wherein there was some very, very awkward and adorable times had by two individuals here today. And I believe Ricotta managed to, while searching the wreckage of the sorry, my brain just shorted out. While searching the wreckage that bomb left behind, that Simon set off, did find a device left behind by the reality hacker, what you've been calling a burner phone that's is programmed with a sort of virus that when it's plugged into another system, then tries to read or translate the data that's in there, because it is under like an encryption. It's coded. It will steal any information from the device it is plugged into, transmit it elsewhere, and then basically self-destruct this device and the one it's attached to. And I believe you were working on trying to figure this out, and Crypto had finally gotten some sleep and started taking some exhaustion layers off before we went into what you guys were doing in the group chat.
Started with basketball. I was wrong. It was basketball, and then we went to IKEA.
Yes.
Important things.
So, and how much time do you think has gone by in that downtime?
So that downtime, I think I said, was 2 weeks.
Okay. That sounds right.
The 9 house.
And then we actually just finished off RP today with everybody's going to do stuff, and Ricotta wasn't joining in. And everyone's like, okay, I guess he's just the loner weird guy that's spying on us or something. And
That was just Vinna.
Yeah, that was Vinna.
it turned out that he was actually working on making you guys a more secure headquarters. And you'd be able to keep the headquarters you have, but in addition, you have your own private living spaces in the virtual that he has set up. And it's kind of like Shepard's ship in Mass Effect, where you got like the mess hall, you got the war room, and then everyone has their own little individual spots that's theirs.
Yeah, so I will say
But I'll leave it up to the universe to say how expansive that is.
Yeah, so what I was imagining the space that you had to work with would be effectively enough room for the entire team to have a room of their own, plus like...
Would they be like studio size?
Yeah, plus like a kitchen, dining area, I'll say like 2 bathrooms, and like a living room sort of area that is probably where the war room is sort of set up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like, you can describe what some of this place looks like. The art that you posted in there does look fine, because so here in the virtual world, if you know what you're doing and you have the tools to do so, you can make something look like anything. Because Ricotta was able to pull some strings and lean a bit on their connection within the Knights Virtual, you basically have control of this little domain area.
He called in some long-needed favors, we'll say. But each room like every room, at the door frame, there is like a touch screen, and permitted users, aka everyone here, can adjust things on it. So you can like change the lighting of the room. You can change the color of the walls. If you wanted to add a couch, you add a couch there. You know.
You gave us streamer pods.
If they're able to conjure furniture at will, yes.
Rainbow lights go up. Hey guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I don't think Bob got to see what I made his room, but it's like
No, I didn't.
It's like some kid's like common writer room.
Where can I see this?
In Discord,
Because I
you need to
Yeah.
scroll up.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna pin it in the RP by post.
Okay.
Okay, so I was trying to find like a Sentai themed room, and that was the best one I could find. That wasn't just like some dude's very small apartment with like just this shrine common writer.
Don't talk about my room so poorly.
Yeah, it's the vaccine RP play by post one, and it's the first
Okay.
pin.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're okay with it. 'Cause if it wasn't
mean,
that,
At
it's
least
gonna
you
be
chose
like
one of my
Change
favorite
it.
riders.
yeah.
You're lucky. I
But-
appreciate it.
But Ricotta definitely like because the RP is like also our group's text chat where we all chat at each other in cell phone. Ricotta let everybody know how to get in and let you know that you can customize it however you want. He just did what he assumed you guys would want, but left you guys full options to just completely scrap that and make whatever you want.
Well, thank you very much, Ricotta Cheeseman. We truly appreciate you going out of your way for us.
Appreciation confirmed. You get text back.
Cool.
So I'll say that in crypto, you were able to take them through the there's a I can't remember what I've been calling them, the portal between the virtual world and the real world in the lab to get to this place. But Ricotta did mention that he has a couple others. I'll say that you can have like maybe 3 others scattered throughout the building to get into there.
I was thinking, Ricotta doesn't really know what they would want, so there's like 4. So we have 4 different portals, so to speak. That one goes to that professor lab one, and the other 3 aren't set up yet. And Simon has administrator access, so I think he's the only one besides Ricotta that could make those into a specific location for you guys. And then it's just set up that way. It's like a gate, essentially.
So crypto, because you have the encryption code, you could use your badge to get in there from anywhere.
Oh, besides the picture I had for crypto, it probably also has like the employee manual for digital wardens on like the side drawer.
Finally.
And then he's just like, fuck, where was this? It's in your email. You guys gave me an email? What the fuck?
you guys never told
When
me
you-
I got a company out.
When you're in the digital, like your email is literally a book, so it's like the literal email sitting there.
Nice.
Data doesn't grow on trees.
Unless you want it to.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Kinda can here.
But if you guys want to change up your rooms, you can go ahead right now. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, so I'll say that all of you guys, including Ricotta, if you'd like, can be here sort of exploring this space at the moment.
Sure.
Ricotta's room is unlocked, and you can hear like ambient industrial music playing, and you hear like machines whirring. Quietly,
Never would have
not
taken
loudly.
him for industrial. Would have expected him to be more of a Shred fan.
You would notice that each room does have an option for you to just play music in that room.
Sounds like a good way to mess with people. Just tink and run.
Don't give me ideas, Crypto.
That's really more for Vinna.
I was
I know.
gonna say that's a Vinna thing, definitely.
Oh, I know it's a Vinna thing, But if Crypto says that aloud,
I 100% could see Vinna going around to every single person's room and just changing all of their like wallpaper colors to her favorite color. Just troll people.
Would you say the rooms would be like for the specific people that they can do the control room? But the common areas everyone can change?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably like a little panel right next at the front of that room that can do it, yeah.
Ollie's room, only Ollie can actually change the settings on it. Stuff like that.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, if Ricotta set it up that way, you can, but it's not super necessary.
He probably would have, just so everyone has like their own form of privacy. And he knows a certain somebody really does not trust him. So he wants to make it so it doesn't look like he could do that to someone else.
Valid.
Anyway, Ricotta comes out. He is not wearing a shirt, but he is wearing a jumpsuit, but the top half is like rolled down, and he is a male gnome, but he's got like mostly like an alloy like looking body, and he's holding a can of oil with a straw.
Oh, okay.
He also has two those arms that are on his back for the De-Fragger thing. You notice that they're actual physical augmentations on him, so they're just like on him.
How did we not notice that earlier?
So
Maybe he puts it into his back.
You notice that they like fold up.
Oh,
kind of
cool.
like the droids from Star Wars, how they kind of fold up. The limbs kind of do the same thing. He looked very hunched over when you saw him, now that I think about it.
Well, I thought that was his helper bots that were like creating a backpack of sorts. Is that not the case?
Nope. You don't see
Okay.
his helper bots, but you do see a very organized pile of junk in the corner.
Sup?
Greetings. Do you find the living accommodations acceptable?
It's a great base coat. If you don't mind, I am going to take you up on the customization, but it's a very good guess. A++, is that good for you? It's better than C++?
I am not familiar with this rating scale. On a scale of 1 to 100, what would you rate it as? 10 being really bad and 100 being perfection.
A solid 85.
Understood. Chance of
You've
improvement
known me for 3
is
days. That's exceptional.
understandable.
Been 2 weeks.
Like I said, 3 days. It's been exceptional.
Correction, Unit Ollie. Unit Voxhart has only been physically available for 3 days out of the last 14.
Oh, that is true.
I wasn't going with you all to IKEA. I was having to, do the other part of my job.
Did you get the
Well-
phone taken care of? You're still working on it.
Well, I have to double check with Nocturne. I think we're just about ready to crack it. In reality, what's the deal with Nocturne, Gridmaster? You're muted.
Pull the Callie.
You're Callie.
To be fair, we call it Sidoed over on another channel, so it's all good. It's always somebody.
No, keep spreading the verb. We gotta have everybody just saying Callie. It's like, what do you call it that? I don't know.
It was really funny when we got our friend Alex on Baltimore by Night started to say it, and then he took it to our other game on Sunday where they have no idea who Callie is, and he said it in their
No!
game, and they're like, "Who the fuck is Callie?" And me and Kevin lost it.
I thought it was just Alex. He doesn't have this credit. That's fine.
You
Well,
do
like
have
he
to get
just
this
said
out
it
while
because he
it's-
just didn't think. He's just like, "Ah, shit, I Callied myself," and they're like, "The fuck?
I was
What is a
literally
Callie?"
just telling someone that
I have to get it out while I'm thinking of it. Callie,
Yeah.
if I were a bigger weeb, I would call you Callie Co, because Co is the suffix you give to be sweet on femmes in Japan. So you'd be Callie Co.
Yeah, that's I literally
That's
real
really
quick.
cute, right?
Yeah, like the cat.
Yeah.
Calico?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is actually really cute. But I constantly have
Noted.
all my whole life.
Rip.
Indeed.
My whole life, I die on internet.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Have been told. Okay,
It's both of them.
are we back?
Yeah, you did. My whole life I've been told,
Okay.
and then we just got silence for fun.
The stream did go down to nothing. So, whoops.
Oh, rip.
Beautiful.
My real quick, my life I've been told, hey, I have a calico cat. Guess what her name is? Yeah, let me just
Don't you
Let me
fucking
just
say
take
it.
a
Don't you
big fucking guess.
say it.
Voxhart?
Literally, the other day, I was giving a tour at my work, and this guy was like, "Hey, we have a calico," and I was like, "Don't even start with me. Let's just get out of here."
Well, I'm glad I gave you something else to play with now.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I just started a new job, and people keep fucking up my name and calling me like Catherine and Katie and Katarina, and it's just like it's like the hurricane, and they're like, "That's horrible." I'm like, "But you'll remember it."
There you
And
go.
it works.
You
So
could also just go and see what they do with that.
I work in local government, my man. Literally,
They would
no.
call you a cat. I think most people at this point understand that if you hold
It's-
your thing up like this,
I think you're vastly underestimating the general age
I have-
range of most government employees.
I have plenty of people in their 30s as much as I have people in their 60s hanging out in my local government, so I couldn't say.
Yeah, but also I tend to go by my full name more in professional than Cat. Well, like Katrina, not like both names.
No, I understand.
Either way.
All current units in the vicinity. I was unable to acquire specific sustenance for the mess hall. Decided to leave it up to each unit.
I'm just imagining he spent so much energy trying to get your rooms right that he then went to the grocery store and just got so overwhelmed. He's like, nope, fuck it, I'm done. This is it. I have done
I heard
my thing.
Toblerone, so I'm going to imagine that there is one whole drawer filled with Toblerone.
No. It's one
It's just
giant one.
There's just one.
No! Okay.
I haven't watched that anime, but it's really fun. I don't even want to call that anime. I haven't watched that show, but it's that alone is funny.
It's an anime.
That
Neo
alone.
Yokio is an anime, and we give respect to
Okay, for those
the
that
young Smith.
For those that don't know, this is like the anime that has Jaden Smith as like the star role, and I think he wrote part of it or something.
Yes.
It's bizarre.
I liked it. I don't know. I thought it was funny. It was good to watch after like a long day.
It's no Boondocks, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's as close as you can get visually to Boondocks, though. In any case, Ricotta just like goes over to the mess hall, and you notice that he like drops the empty can of oil into the trash compactor, and which we'll say looks like a trash can, but it's like part of the ground, and like the trash just goes in and disappears. And he goes over and he looks like he's reaching for the fridge, but he reaches over to another shelf, and you see him like open it and pull out another can of oil.
I understand that you drink oil. I have to ask. Do you eat nuts?
Negative.
What do you consume besides oil?
This unit can consume organics. Oil is for lubrication.
Takes two, huh?
Unit Ricotta does not understand Unit Ollie's statement.
That was fun. That was Callie. That's why.
Unit Ollie, I used to have a calico. Could you, do you know what its designation was?
Was it Callie? Anyway.
Confirmed.
The That is an interesting thing in the ground. I'm not really sure what it is, but it is interesting.
I believe that organics like pizza. We could get pizza.
If I might, at the very least, from what I've seen of this group, I feel like this is a Bagel Bites house. So I'll make sure
They've had
when I
pizza
go out.
too.
What?
They've had pizza too.
These children eat like children. I will get them Bagel Bites, Totino's pizza rolls, and kid cuisine, and they will probably adore me for it.
Oh, sorry, just completely unrelated. I'm just having like flashbacks to the one of the first times I took my cousin and her son out to eat, and I watched him pull his pizza apart to like rip the cheese off and ate the cheese and then the tomato sauce and then the plain crust. And I'm just like staring at him in shock and awe and terror because that's the exact same thing my cousin, his aunt, did when we were children. And he's never seen her do it because she hasn't done it since she's an adult. I'm just like, how the fuck is that the genetic quirk you pick up from that side of the family?
At least they eat it all. Like,
yeah, like he did eat it. He just ate it in a really fucking weird way.
What I usually see for the strange pizza behavior is they just take off all the toppings and don't eat the toppings.
My wife
don't eat the toppings?
No, like they take the cheese and like everything, and then they just have the sauce and dough, and they eat that. And I'm like, why?
Just get breadsticks.
It's such a waste of money.
Just purchase breadsticks.
Yeah.
That's weird. I though do that with pepperoni pizza because I'm not a huge fan of pepperoni, but Kevin is. So I oftentimes will just take my pepperoni off and give them to him.
That's different. Oh,
my wife used to, up until recently, eat all the toppings off first, shake cheese on top of the sauce dough, and then eat that.
Hey, Callie.
So she would eat all the stuff on top of the pizza.
What was your favorite
and then
episode
eat the
of
bread.
Vaccine?
I like the one where Kevin came in and scared the crap out of Cat for the 15th time.
Look, she's
Thank
flipping
you,
off that
Callie.
old man that's yelling at the cloud.
No, I had no idea you were here. Callie gave you away.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
like
that's why
leaning
I
over
screamed.
you.
No clue.
You would die.
I genuinely did not know you were in the room. Okay. Love you, dear.
Oh, this is sweet.
No clue. Did not see him whatsoever.
You see, we're kind of like pull up like a holo data pad, and he's like putting things down for a grocery list.
Oh.
And when he mentioned pizza and you all confirmed it, you see him put like tomato paste, pizza dough.
Oh. We're not ordering the pizza. We're getting the pizza. Okay. Yes, we're making pizza. That is fine. It's in my head.
Correct and incorrect. We are ordering the ingredients.
That was Callie. That wasn't Holly.
He's one of those people that does the grocery delivery. It's like, I could do it all online. I could go to a grocery
We're
store.
in the grid. I'm online shopping.
That's valid. Yeah, fair.
Dude, what the fuck? Who invited you?
I'm sorry. I thought I was a part of this team too,
I'm
Crypto.
assuming
That's
you're
the sound.
talking to your dog.
Yeah, that's the sound
like-
of Crypto walking in the room.
For a half second, I thought it was one of your siblings.
Oh,
Popper.
Popper.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Love a good golden retriever. Oh, is that a little sweater?
It looked like a vest.
No, it's a vest, like to grab him.
Oh.
Hmm.
No, he just burst through the door. It was like, "Hi, I'm here now."
I heard you
Hi,
talking to
I
someone.
live
That
here.
wasn't me.
We're happy to see him.
Yes.
Yeah, Terry's learned to open doors with his face by just headbutting them until they open, which like works for the like little flimsy ones inside the house, but when it's like the big outside door, you just hear thunk of his head hitting it as he tries to beat me to the door, and it's like, buddy, you
That's how you
don't
get
need
brain
help.
damage.
You don't need help in that department. You are fine. God, he's such a goof. Yeah,
Now I'm just imagining every Moonari when they're walking around a tiled floor. It just sounds like that. Their nails just.
Oh, they
Ugh.
wear shoes.
Do you wear shoes?
They don't have to.
Well,
I
no,
wouldn't.
but that's why I'm asking if Crypto specifically wears shoes.
Sometimes he was outside a lot.
I mean, it probably depends on like what you do with your day.
If it's
It's
like
also a little. It's also weirder for like, because like dogs don't really care if they get gunk on their feet, they'll just lick their feet clean. It's a little weirder if like every morning when you come into work, you have to sit down and wash
Stop
your
it.
feet.
I don't know what you're... Stop it.
we're going down a path I don't think we
Fucking knock
want
it
to
are.
go.
off.
Stop. Okay. Anyway.
He has to wear shoes for going out in public.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah.
Crypto Ricotta adds new shoes to list.
Why?
Nocturne.
I'm joking.
Nocturne did let you know that he's gotten through most of the security on it and has found some things. If you are interested in learning what they are, either he's like, don't really feel comfortable sending what I have just because I don't trust
I
it.
can swing by in a bit. Right now I'm in the virtual, and I'm gonna be a little bit. Do you think I could bring a De-Fragger with me to grab it?
He's like, yeah, I mean, it was your team that found the stuff.
All right, if
You
you
can
don't
bring
mind,
all of
it
them
might
if
be a
you
little
want.
bit of a field trip.
Fine with me.
As
All
long
right,
as it's
thanks.
not one of them filthy knights of the grid.
Looks at 2 Knights of the Grid.
Greetings.
I'm just imagining that you 2 are VR troopers, and I don't like it.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is either.
Concern.
I'll tell you later, younglings. It's okay.
I know what it is. Concerned. It's-
Should've probably given you the chemists and that other guy's phones and stuff, so you could have looked through those as well.
I mean, you guys did have like 2 weeks. I'll say you could have done that as well.
Let's go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that as soon as I got one of these, maybe that would have come up.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's say that. Also, did we do anything with the bodies yet, or are they still stinking up the lab?
We'll say the digital wardens help take care of that.
Yeah.
The Knights of the Grid, because we're the digital wardens.
Yeah, us. We took care of it.
We took it.
Worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Now that I think about it, since we're doing like almost like a D20 modern, would there just be like entire companies and businesses just for cleanup after adventurers kill shit?
So first of all, that's just called a cleaner. We won't talk about their business. They do it well. But I feel like on asking about the
My name's
corpses,
Fred. I'm a cleaner. I do my job well.
looking over at the trash compactor, looking back at Ricotta, looking back at the trash compactor, looking back at Ricotta.
I don't think they'd fit.
The
Can I
one was a
one piece?
dragon. I will say you guys probably did had called somebody in to try to dispose of it.
If they didn't, I did. You guys are like, let's go get meatballs. Wee.
Okay, they needed a
That's
break.
our Teen Titans go to this Teen
Yeah,
Titans.
we needed a break.
It's true.
They
I
needed
forced
those
them all
meatballs.
to it.
They needed the meatballs for the soul.
And then every now and then Callie's just like, here's some fucking sad to make you sad at work at 2 p.m. I'm just like, I wasn't prepared for this. I'm trying to order inventory and I'm crying.
I was also crying, but I wasn't at work.
I'm like literally looking at different kinds of manila folders and getting teary-eyed. I'm like, what the fuck?
All I can hear in my head as the voice of Callie is, crying is fun.
Yeah.
Rebecca Sugar, 2013.
Listen, I just wanted to flesh out Ollie more, okay? And
I love
did.
it. No, I love it. It's great.
I made you this sweater from my tears.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that better,
basically.
Squidward?
Okay, with that with that level of sidetracking that we did, do you think that would have been enough time for my ordered ingredients to arrive?
Yeah. Especially because here in the grid, they can probably effectively like teleport them and send them through those portals.
I was
and
thinking
things
like
that.
I was thinking like Tron with the apple, or just like just there.
Yeah.
It's also pizza ingredients, so it's 30 minutes where it's free.
Hey,
You wouldn't download
You know
a
that
pizza.
reference?
What do you mean,
This
a
is
reference?
both
That young?
asking you, Reese, and also
How young do you think we
yes,
are?
asking Crypto.
Is that a reference? I thought that was just a thing.
Okay, you are younger than I thought. Never mind.
It's just a quote that I've heard.
No, it was an actual
used to be the
commercial that was on
Domino's
TV.
seal. It was like the Domino's guarantee. We get your pizza to you in 30 minutes or it's free. People mostly remember it from the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
what was your favorite part of this?
Deep
favorite
dives
part is
about
when they
lore
ask
and
that
pizza.
And they
twice.
talk about pizza for a long time.
You
Like-
I'm
literally
sorry,
gone
we
off the
are down
rails
half
twice.
our party. This is gonna be half sidetracking. Let's
Hey,
let's
hey,
be honest.
Hey,
with
Kat,
us.
I know what the name of this episode's gonna be.
They
Pizza
have
time.
names.
Pizza time.
Well, if you, I don't know how you set up your notes, but every session I have like a title for that session.
I do have some titles. This like arc has been titled Turning Point for several episodes now,
Turning point from episode
and it's just been It's
27
been like
to now.
0.7. It's just a 7-point turn apparently.
Austin Powers turnaround.
Oh no.
What's with
did.
us today?
hmm.
What's with us today? Just no focus from any of us.
We haven't
Yes.
been together in at least a month.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
And-
looking at my
and-
notes right now. We haven't hung out since October 8th.
Yeah.
And also, we are not railroaded into like, you got shit to do now.
That's true.
So we're never just kind of like floating in the
Which is vibing.
lazy Susan, like, what the
Fine.
fuck?
Not a vibe.
Yeah, I did.
I would
title
say at
the
this
last
point,
three episodes.
Ricotta has on a like plain white t-shirt. Good
Oh,
band.
now you have a shirt.
Yeah, he didn't have a shirt before.
Nope.
Yeah, now you have a shirt. Just to get oil and sauce on, you child.
Correction. I am done consuming oil.
Are you going to be making pizza with us?
Confirmed. Pulls out an apron.
I'm so sorry for that shirt.
Oh, it's an apron.
What does the apron say?
Cook.
What?
Cook in binary.
In binary, yes. Let's do it in binary.
It's very long.
Anyway.
Bark is rested. Simon blasts back.
So you guys
Simon's busy doing calibrations in his room.
Hmm.
Oh, is that what the kids call it these days?
Don't come in, Dad. I'm calibrating.
anyway.
I just mainframed.
Oh, am I the same person?
If I was the DM right now, you'd get an inspiration point. But I know Retroverse doesn't really use inspiration points.
Yeah, it doesn't as much. I just don't hand them out as often just because I also had that thing for a while, the like hero point.
Yes.
So you
Ricotta
guys
starts
have got your
cooking.
pizza. You can start making your meal and then discussing what you want to do. I'll say that Vox Nocturne did let you know that if you wanted to stop by at any time over the next day or so, that you're welcome to. With the team.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. Scotty, how dare you?
Huh? What?
I tried to put in the link for my my YouTube channel discreetly, and then it's like no links, 3 asterisks for you.
Hmm.
Anyway,
I do
yeah,
that mostly just in case like a random troll just shows up and tries to get somebody.
Yeah,
Sure.
spammers.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course, I gotcha. But yeah, no, I think what we should do as I start mixing the dough up, because I'm assuming you didn't do like what are they called?
The pre-made ones.
Yeah, the pre-made ones, but I'm trying to remember the name
I was-
because my mouth wants to say Bertolli,
I was-
but it's not that.
I was thinking, like, have you ever ordered ingredients from a food market, like fresh pasta from food market, where they'll like the pasta's already made, but they'll put it in, they'll have flour on it so it doesn't stick to itself, and they put it in a bag.
Oh, so like the pre-made bag.
That's
pizza
what he
dough.
has for the dough.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then Voxhart's gonna be rolling out the dough and getting it moving a bit. Yeah. So
Ricotta pulls out a big kitchen knife and he starts chopping up some peppers.
okay. Gets a little bit of the dough caught on the pauldron, has to pull it off.
You just hear like as he just like does really fast.
So, just staring at the knife while trying to talk.
The rest of him stationary and his head is just like, shit. Yes, Unit Voxhart.
Never turn that knife on any of us.
Understood.
Thank you. Have you never turned dough?
No, it's just really funny.
You're just like spending like a half hour turning dough.
Yeah, well, when you start getting shocked at, random new person just pulling out a butcher's knife
Unit Ollie,
or cleaver.
you have shown proficiency in cooking. Would you like to help?
I don't know where to start. I've never made a pizza before.
Are you okay? Did you bang your knee on the desk?
My toe
Ow!
on the wheelie thing I keep my tower on. Keep going.
I shall sing you a song in the arms of an angel. Okay, Unit Ollie, understood. Hands you a bowl, and it's got like a bunch of tomato paste in it, and he hands you like 2 bowls with herb stuff, like oregano, salt, and pepper, and all that. Says, mix these together for this sauce, and gives you a whisk.
Okay.
Cuts to the weird chef man lady in the Star Wars Christmas special. If any of you know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry.
Star Wars Christmas special?
Yes.
Whipster, whip beatster.
I don't think I've ever actually seen it. I've seen like reviews.
That's
and
what we're doing this year,
stuff.
motherfucker.
Don't subject
No,
yourself to
please. Please.
So we did
It's
recently watch
pain.
the Lego version of it, and it's genuinely kind of great.
Wait, there's a Lego version of it?
Yeah.
Well, there's a Lego holiday special for Star Wars, but it's
Yes.
not the Star Wars holiday
Yeah,
special.
it's got
They
some like
Mm.
callbacks to the original. Though the Halloween special one they did that was Lego Star Wars,
Really
fucking
good.
amazing,
Really good.
flawless. Anyway,
Hands
So-
all these stuff.
Ollie, I've only ever seen a pizza finished.
Probably hands the whisk to one of your tentacle horns. And you're just awkwardly holding it in your tentacle horn.
Ollie looks at Crypto scared. And then she's like, okay. And then puts all of the stuff in it.
It looks like it's all pre-measured already.
Okay, good.
Hello, Fresh. Ollie, do you not feel comfortable doing that part? Have you washed your hair recently? And offers the dough.
Okay.
Speaking of that, Ricotta definitely would have made sure everybody washed their hands before this. Not just your hands.
You're
like your
not an
forearms.
Italian.
No, correction. I am sanitary. All Italians get mad at me immediately. Anyway.
Yes. What? yeah. What I was trying to say before tosses the dough over to Crypto now.
Catches it with one hand. What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
You catch it with one hand.
Make a pizza shape.
Yeah.
He's been spreading out the dough in the air for like a half hour. That thing's gonna be like 6 foot diameter, and you catch it in one hand.
Yeah.
So now it's just a ball of
Just
dough.
draped over his
No, it's a
arm.
net. It's just a net of dough.
Yeah. Well, the net value is up, so.
Let's try the pasta sauce. I'm tired.
When we have a moment to eat this pizza, we'll make our way over to Henshin Command, and rather than go on the legitimate tour, I might be able to get you to go to the back end with me.
Do we want to just skip ahead and I just do a check on the pizza?
I mean, you don't have to do a check for pizza, but you can if you want.
Roll survival, go.
You know what's really
Or
funny?
cook's tools if you have them.
Yeah.
What, you get a nat
Oh.
20?
Oh, I do have the cook's utensils that I'm proficient with. I was gonna say
Alright.
I have the chef feat, but I do not have proficiency in survival. But I do have proficiency
your boy
in.
does, and I'm probably gonna not let the robot make the human food.
You probably noticed. Well, correction. I'm not a robot. I am a mechanome.
Cyborg.
You're a gourd.
Tad insulting.
Who is
I
Unit
shouldn't say
Voxhart
that.
speaking to? Cat's just a
We
voice
just
in his
started
head.
Your face. We started yelling out nouns, I guess, so I just went with gourd.
What is
No,
happening?
I will give you the
I don't
help
know.
action. How about that?
Unit Ricotta does not understand what's happening either.
Fucking same.
Cat, do you want to just be
Very
the
nice if you're doing it.
Cat? Do you want to just be like the voice of like an AI that's running the HQ?
I mean, I can be, but like,
You just sass every once in a while.
I see what you're doing. Okay.
yeah. But if you want to, you can go ahead and roll for how good the pizza is. And then we can move on to go talk to Nocturne if you'd like.
Okay, I only got with proficiency it would make it 14.
Ah. That sucks. I would have gotten us a 26.
Wow.
Okay, so the dough is really good.
You have to use cornmeal. If you don't use cornmeal, you don't get the same texture.
Noted.
Accurate. So
Adding cornmeal
guys-
the future order list.
I always blank out for what this document is called.
If it's called a blank,
Ranger command.
okay, I was about to say if it's called blank document, I swear.
No.
Isn't that the default?
Yeah, you call it Ranger Command, huh?
It's something like new document or something is the generic one, but I have way too many documents that are just titled yeah with 27 H's.
Yeah.
Sounds like an artist with their Photoshop documents.
Hi, I'm Kat. Okay, it's never anything important. It's usually like I need that to-do list that I only need for one day and then never again. But I'm too lazy to just fucking delete it. Anyway, so you make your way to Ranger Command, which I'm trying to find a description of what the outside of it looks like, and of course, it's not on this document. It's
classified.
It's not that.
A public building classified.
You go to enter
Yep.
Henshin command, and then the screen's just black, and it has in white text redacted.
Damn it. It was explained
Okay.
as like a mall/high school situation
hmm
There
with
was
the way that
definitely
it's
a
shaped.
museum in there.
Oh yeah, there was a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get a recording of what it would sound like hearing Voxhart's voice read off everything, but then I just read off on air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have it written down apparently. But so basically, there are several different sections to Ranger Command. It's also called occasionally the Looper Call is the main area. There's basically 3 different sections to it. There is the sorry, I'm looking at my notes and very annoyed that I can't find this. So there's the area that is the academy, which Vox would be somewhat familiar with. There's a one building that's entirely dedicated to like the general offices and command staff and that sort of thing. And that's also the very top floors are where the government of Neo-Radami work out of. Not that they are part of Henshin Command, but they're just in the same building. And then the third one is the public building that contains the museum, all of the different shops and restaurants and that sort of thing, and also a ton of residential places for a lot of the folks that actually have homes there. And as you walk up to it, there are aspects of it that remind you a little bit of home only. It's just something in the way that the windows are shaped and different things. It's very, very subtle, but you can see a little bit of the similar design.
If Ollie, like in the windows, like I'm guessing like they're like high up or something.
Yeah, they're they're a bit more like almost cathedral shaped than would be normal on like a sort of skyscraper like this elsewhere in the city.
If she sees it, she'll stop where she is and then kind of like put her hand up and like trace with her finger, and then just kind of like, okay.
You know, if you want, I can get a different packet together if you want while we're here.
A packet of what?
The stuff to get you officially a part of this. At least you wouldn't have to be on a guest pass to get in. You'd be able to check out the architecture and maybe get our notes. But I know that you'd said that you were kind of worried about it. So I don't want to pressure you into anything. But there are a lot of really cool people here, and you might make some other friends.
I am a little bit kind of scared. Blue, I guess. I don't know.
No, I was asking about the mood skin.
Oh,
I've caught on to that a little bit.
Blue is not sad. Blue
searching appropriate response. Abadi abadai.
No, that's inappropriate.
No.
You shouldn't say that.
She is in her hands. You'll see like a little bit of the void start to take over a little bit. And then she just kind of like wiggles them and it goes away. But she says, I'm not sure how they would see me exactly.
Well, yeah.
What they would know of me. I kind of ended on bad terms.
Well, it's been literally at least 5, if not 10,000 years. So I'm sure that it's water under the bridge, as we would say down here. I would offer that whatever happened then probably doesn't mean a whole lot now, and that you shouldn't worry about retaliation. You happen to know someone who works on the independent side of Ranger Command. So If you don't feel comfortable working with a team when we're done with what we're doing now, you can always work on your own for a bit. And we try to keep it on the covert side so you don't have to have anybody breathing down your neck. Okay?
I will think about it, Voxhart. I will not commit to anything at the moment.
I'm not asking for that. I'm just letting you know I'm here for you. Okay?
Okay.
So I found my notes for what the command center actually looks like.
Oh boy.
So it's called the Looper Call, and it's actually visible for miles around. It's also functions as a massive clean energy source for the city, or at least for certain huge districts of the city. And the 3 campus buildings are the academy, which is where all of the new Henshin are trained. Obviously, that's also where the offices of Parliament are on the uppermost floors, and where Nocturne's offices are. The command center, which is dedicated to the public, has like the museum, a mall, an arcade, disco, hundreds of restaurants, and a lot of the living quarters, and the foundry, which is where weapons are made, swords are repaired and tested, that sort of thing, and a lot of the like active training happens. You guys make your way into the front door of the academy, and the entrance, as soon as you walk in, it opens to this very large opening that has these glass elevators that go all the way up, and winding stairs that would probably take forever. And there's also a large statue here of somebody that Vox you would recognize as Vermithrax in battle against one of his siblings during the Laser Dragon War. That you remember this from last time you were here.
Yeah.
Though Oli, you just see a Dragonborn man that kind of reminds you a little bit of how Vinna looks. At least with the same like multiple sets of eyes and the horn in the very center.
Can I put 2 and 2 together?
It's different enough, but yeah, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together and realize that they're, if not related, then at least very, very similar in. I don't remember. Did she ever mention to you that her dad was a Henshin?
I think she's brought it up a few
Then yes,
times.
yeah.
She's mentioned that she wanted to take over Henshin Command multiple times because, like, her dad.
Then yeah, you can easily enough put 2 and 2 together then for that.
Is that Venus' dad?
Yeah. Vermithrax. He was one of the, I don't want to say first, but definitely one of the most important Henshin to ever have stood up against the forces of injustice. It was during the Great Dragon War.
She must miss him a lot.
Her fists say it more than her mouth, but yes. Still holding my jaw. Have it a little offset occasionally.
Ollie just keeps walking after that.
So you can easily enough lead everyone to the elevators and up to the very generic and boring looking offices of some of the more desk jockey types here in command. And make your way through the sort of maze of different offices before coming to Nocturne's office, where you can see that I'll say it's probably, what time do you think you guys would have done this? The morning, afternoon, when?
I mean, I don't think we made pizza in the morning.
Yeah, so probably
if it was
like
on a
afternoon
bagel,
or
we'd have it
evening.
at any time.
It'd be safe to say it's around 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah. You see he's in his office. He has what looks like fast food set up with like a burger on a piece of paper and cup and sort of looking over something on his computer and occasionally looking over at his sees you.
Knock, knock, knock on the.
McDonald's. I've seen that before.
He motions in. Hi. Stands up and looks at the other two. I don't think I've met either of you two.
This is, and I point at Ollie. Alamina, I've forgotten your last name, dear.
You know what? Me too. Hang on a second.
I think it was like Lefebvre.
Yeah, it's Lefebvre. Alamina Lefebvre, also known as Nightfall.
Remind me, what does Oli's recaster look like?
It is a coin. It splits in half. One side is a like a circle that goes out into like a kind of a moon thing, and the other side is a is an octopus, and you push it down and it splits in half and it becomes our two swords.
Oh, hella cool.
I've seen signs that we had a new Henshin around, although from what Fox has mentioned, maybe more of a very old member.
She's still readjusting after a long time, so she might need a little more time before making her way this way.
I'm Ollie.
I'm Nocturne. I handle all of the covert things here in Ranger Command. Just know that you're as welcome here as any of the rest of us are, just as much as Vinna and just as much as Vox. And you, sir, I don't think I got your name. I assume Ricardo went with them as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to see what his last name would be.
I thought he didn't have a last name before, and that's why we've been calling him Cheeseman.
You know what? I'll leave it up to the universe. Universe, roll me a D100.
Oh boy. Are you on like 100 Jesus lists?
I mean, I'm cheating. I'm using Xanathars. They have a D100 list for a bunch of names for all these different things.
2.
Oh boy.
The lowest and highest are always so good.
Okay. Greetings. My name is Rakata Albarate. I don't know. I'm probably really butchering that. How do you think that's pronounced?
Albarati.
That actually fits. Rakata Albarati.
Yeah, that's buddy.
Bugatti. Hot body.
Yep, I'm sticking with it, definitely.
That's not even a car. I made it up.
A Knight of the Grid then? I think you wear your badge pretty prominently, right?
Yes, confirmed.
Well, come on in. Let's sit down and show you which I've got. And he just sort of like shoves his food off to the side, gets one more fry and eats it.
Rakata finds the nearest appropriate.
So dignified.
Rakata finds the most obvious seat to sit in, and he just goes over and he politely sits down.
And reminder for those at home and anybody here who does not remember, Nocturne does not look very much like a Henshin like you would expect. He is a very plain, boring guy in a suit, half elf, with a very like Mr. Smith sort of haircut and style.
At least it's not Mr. Anderson.
Whoa.
I'm not certain that do you think Vox has seen him suited?
Probably not.
Okay.
So looking into the devices you brought me, did you want to talk about the one, which one of these first? And he actually reaches into a drawer and pulls out the actual like cell phones that are in like evidence baggies and throws them drops them on the desk.
Probably oldest to most recent, so we can probably wait on her, and I point to the reality hacker last.
Right. So I believe the first one then was the one from the chemist, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
So looking into this one, it looks like you were right. This individual was definitely assisting in the creation of cyblights and the combining them with other creatures. Based on what I've seen of it, they have amassed a lot of them. And to try and avoid the fact that they now realize, at least some individuals in the city have the ability to track cyblights, they've been moving a lot to the virtual world where it's harder to track things and easier to hide your location. He had been practicing on infecting various different creature types with the virus. Aberrations was the most likely to work with, although in one memorable and terrible case, he did manage to infect a celestial with it, which I believe was handled by some Knights of the Grid a couple of weeks ago.
Confirm.
She's months ago.
Looking into it, digging through some very old things, I did find reference to a project called Canopy. It looks like they did a lot of their experiments in Rosa Galaga. They were very heavily invested in different organizations there, working with different academies and schools and scientific groups. I'm guessing that hoping that the majority of those that were running these experiments and participating in them were not aware of exactly what they were getting into and with who. There was a particularly disastrous study a few years back that they funded that ended in the death of 16 scientists in Rosa Galaga. The company itself has been around for about 40 years or so now. And my best guess is that it was bankrolled by this individual, like the chemist, or perhaps somebody in the Circle of Night, which may imply that this circle, or at least a couple of their members, have been active and moving things around for a lot longer than perhaps we had realized.
So I had a weird thought when you corrected yourself. Do you have anything in the chemist's notes about how corruption integrates with cyblights? If it does?
Apparently very chaotically. That's actually a thing that it takes me over to some of what the reality hackers things mentioned. The way that they speak about corruption, specifically the way that reality hacker does, she speaks of it instead of a virus, more of an intelligence. It's maybe not intentional, but aware, if that makes any sense.
It doesn't act with thought, but on impulse. It's more like an organism.
Yes. So I didn't find a ton more specifically about any recent things with this organization, although I did come up with some names, if you're interested, that I can give you a list of.
Yes.
I think we'd like that.
I've got a list of about 6 other what look like subjects and 3 scientists that were involved. That, as far as I can tell, these 3 are still alive. 2 of them no longer have licenses, and the other has managed to dodge any truly incriminating things so far. Well, until this, but
Yeah, if you wanna give me a drive with the names on it, that'd be helpful.
I already have one. He'll hand it to you. I already took the liberty of preparing it. I figured you'd be interested. But regarding how the reality hacker speaks of corruption, she talks of it as less of a virus and more of as if it's an entirely different world or an intelligence of thought infecting. She speaks about how about being careful not to lose too many soldiers to corruption before they have control of it, as if corrupted individuals would be under the influence of corruption itself, which my first initial thought was perhaps the leaders of Del Diablo, but after talking some with passion, I don't think that's the case. I think that what's on the other side is much more complex and different than we had really anticipated. And the Circle of Knights plans revolve entirely around it. I believe the Cyblights were a means to an end, cannon fodder that is useful and self-repairing and very durable, but cannon fodder. And their real target is specifically corruption, and the way to get at it is through Del Diablo.
That's gonna be difficult.
Whisper under my breath, like, could you do that? Could you help us with that?
To whomst?
To Rook.
Oh.
Help with what?
I don't know, your corruption.
So we all know each other? I mean, we do, but that's not the point.
Okay, well,
I mean, maybe? I'm not sure what you're asking. And meanwhile, Nocturne is just sort of watching you say this, just head cocked.
Voxhart's turned his head too.
Ollie looks really concerned.
Oh shit, I forgot the... Yes.
Something you want to share with the class, Crypto?
No.
He's on the phone, Vax.
I give a knowing look over to Nocturne.
Anyway, I believe that's actually one of the reasons that your group, he looks over at Ricotta, has been sort of on their shit list for a while. These individuals are not just intent with exploring corruption. I believe that they want to bring the wards around Del Diablo down for a reason. They want to do something with it. I don't know if they intend to go into the eye and presumably come out like one of the rulers of Del Diablo. I think that's how they're supposed to be made.
Highly doubtful.
I thought that too, but the reality hacker has had images of vehicles, military weaponry that could fly, that could supposedly was simple enough in design to fly close enough to the eye to survive it. Supposedly, technology, the closer you get to the eye above Del Diablo, can become complicated, to say the same. It gets corrupted and shifts and starts to malfunction.
Remind me, we're talking about the giant fray above Del Diablo.
Yes, as far as we're aware, the source of all corruption on the planet. They want to get to it.
Home? Is that where you want to go home?
Here, Rook. That's not home, that's the door home.
Okay, smart ass. Like,
That's the doorway to home.
you said.
Well, yes, that's where I want to go.
Okay. How do we do that?
You know, crypto is everything, all right.
Yeah, it's fine. Stop staring at me. What were you talking about?
Apologies. And Ricotta stares in a different direction because he doesn't blink.
I don't know exactly what their goal is, but I know that they intend to do something with the eye. And presumably we aim to stop it. From what Passion has told me, the lords and ladies of Del Diablo, the rulers there, are also committed to stopping these individuals and preventing a war, because that will doom their people just as much as everyone else.
Wandering.
Yeah.
Are there any agents that are gaining intelligence off of these people on their locations?
On what
Possible.
people? The lords and ladies?
Incorrect. Those that wish to remove the barrier.
Well, we have
Shit. Fuck. Hang on. Pulls out the drive, like, here it is. Click. Sets it on the desk.
what's this?
It appears to be a disc.
Some information from...
Ricotta is that, like, just stone-faced. Like, he's just 100% serious.
Information from where?
From the inside.
Yeah, from one of the informants, the Circle of Night.
Which informant would be willing to give away information? It could
Oh,
possibly
yeah.
have a virus on it, like the one Reality Hacker has.
I've already opened it and looked at it.
Very well. He'll turn around and plug it in and sort of scroll through some of it.
Virus downloaded.
No.
Destroying Henshin HQ.
Downloading a car.
Access granted.
They go to open it. They just go to open it, and it's just Kevin's face, and he's going
It's from Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs. It's the cat. Fight the power.
Why didn't you invite Danbo? Why didn't you invite Danbo? Why didn't you
All time and no stops makes Dambo a sad boy.
Regarding your question, Ricotta, I do have several agents there in the city. At least one is working very closely with a group very much like your own, like the group of you that are working against the Circle of Night from within the city.
Passions party, correct?
Yes. We obviously have extensive files on the lords and ladies, but they're not very accurate and up to date as heads of state. Obviously, it's not like we can really just tail them and not be noticed, especially because the majority of agents I would send down there would stand out like a beacon to anybody that can see corruption, or rather lack of it.
Individuals labeled as lords and ladies have shown that they would rather be reclusive even within their own domain.
That's the other thing. As far as we can tell, history has shown us that the lords and ladies, when left to their own devices, will defend Del Diablo and honestly, from what I've heard of from Passion, it's not nearly as despotic as our history books like to paint it to be. But of course, it's hard, what with the wards keeping everyone there in and everyone else out.
You see why I like working under this
guy?
guy?
Sad.
That's another thing that I found on here that was a bit strange and surprising.
Please elaborate.
One of the things that I found was talking about the plans that the tyrant has. Supposedly, he wants to do something with the eye. I'm not sure if it's just enter it or channel the energies of it or something or another, but he plans to use that energy to remake the world and bring about what the reality hacker calls reality 2.0. I'm gonna assume that that's something I don't want to fuck with. I don't know if it's something that's possible, but in my career, I've learned to never underestimate what corruption can do and what a very motivated individual is capable of.
Probability of success in controlling corruption in such a specific and Granger manner is minimal.
Yeah, I'm less worried about. So I haven't had a lot. I've only been able to get bits and pieces here and there, but from what I've gathered, when something goes into the eye, it never comes back out. So either the things that come out of the eye are amalgams of everything that went in, or they're so changed that they're unrecognizable. I don't want to know what an individual called the Tyrant is going to look like when he comes out.
Oh, that sounds terrifying.
The common term is fragging out.
See, that's the thing. Fragging out sends you don't exist anymore. It's not like resurrection magic can't bring you back. Your data, the data that contains what we would call a soul, is gone, or at least inaccessible. There's something different. I don't know what it does to an individual. I don't know exactly how powerful these lords and ladies are, or how powerful this could make this individual if he was able to actually manipulate the eye in any way, or even, for all we know, just getting close to it can do a lot. I know that some of Passion's team are very corrupted, and while terrifying, they can wield it with pretty impressive results.
Unit Gruck concerns me the most.
He's a little bit of a weird one, but Passion trusts them, and I trust Passion to know when it's no longer smart to trust them.
Units of... I'll keep seeing the Digital Guardians and not Digital Guardians.
Knights of the Grid.
Units of the Knights of the Grid that are acting as spies within Del Diablo have found rumors that Unit Gruck might be working on superweapon that would be doing possibly the same thing the Tyrant wants to do. Controlling corruption.
Yeah, that kind of fits what she's told me about him. I will definitely have to ask her to look into that, and maybe direct my team to look into it as well. I have another Henshin team down there in Del Diablo.
Who's that?
Seasonal girls.
I met
They're
them.
oh
On
yeah.
our couch.
Unit
Is it Vic?
Gruck works under Unit Demona. leader of a very powerful mercenary guild called the Demon Dogs. Be very difficult to get close to.
We have our ways. I'm sure
Ricardo
the
will use
girls
like
and I can work something out.
minor illusion or something, and it'll show like whatever possible image there could be of Demona. And I'd like to think it's just a picture of Demona sitting in the open hatch of a helicopter. Because I don't think
it's like a silhouette with a question mark on it.
Who's that demon
Pokemon?
dog?
You just notice that they look almost like it would probably not a very good picture, but it would maybe look like a tiefling missing an arm or something.
Who's that Rye?
A rye, yeah, scorched rye missing an arm.
Pokemon.
Don't tell Sage.
I have my reservations, but at least from what she's shown me, what Passion's shown me, they're helpful. Again, like I said, the people in Del Diablo don't want this tyrant to bring down the words any more than we do, because doing so would not only allow corruption to spill out to the rest of the world much quicker than it already does, but any of those that are within the city that have too many layers, which would probably be a very good portion of the population after a couple of years, would instantly frag out and die. There are things moving. I know that we've seen there are different cities that are showing a lot greater discontentment and anger still after everything with the burner event. I know that Passion's team recently did a bit of a diplomatic mission to try and quell some things, but they're not the only ones. But at the time being, what I know of this individual is this tyrant is very familiar with corruption. Also very, very old. She the reality hacker talks about that the plan came to him after he woke up from his nap, quote unquote, is what she had called it. I'm probably my best guess is that similar to he sort of nods solely similar to yourself and Vinna, that perhaps this individual is much older than the rest of us and was in stasis for a time as well.
Corruption is known to alter time within specific units.
Ollie kind of gets the chills for a minute. She like shivers.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
What color is she?
She's purple.
She's maintaining?
Yeah.
Okay.
For what it's worth, Olamina, my records, at least the things that I've read about the ancient Henshin kingdom on the moon, I don't believe that I don't see any records of anyone like the tyrant ever being present on the moon.
I'm sorry to I know that this is a very serious moment. What do you know about the moon?
Well, let's see. We know that
the moon got retconned 343 years ago.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
No, it didn't. We made the timeline work.
Thanks, Danbo.
we know that the Henshin are an obvious. You would know what better than I. The Henshin are native to Radix here. Thousands of years ago, they came to the moon from elsewhere in the system, founded the Lunar Kingdom, where you're from. And about 800 and change years after it was founded, the kingdom fell to an individual that they call the Dark Witch. The survivors of that attack made it here.
There were survivors?
There were 6. The as they left, at least the mythology rather, I suppose it's so old, says that the Lunar Queen sacrificed herself to save those last survivors and to ensure that the Dark Witch didn't make it off of the moon.
And
Those survivors came here. They built the building you're standing in.
And they were all
Out of character.
Henshin.
This was formerly the Crystal Tower. Okay.
They were all Henshin. The survivors were all Henshin.
They were. I'm sorry. I know that I know it must be hard for you. My team was among the ones that were there when you woke up. They've been cataloging everything that they can find, and you're always welcome to go there and learn about anything you want. I will have a ship ready for you at a moment's notice.
Out of character, isn't there something that the group wants to find in the Moon Kingdom? Or Kyle wouldn't know about that. Well, I could have sworn there was something there that you guys were wanting to find. But maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I think they went there to
Yeah, I think
find
that
Ollie.
I think you guys went there looking for the Magic Gay Rock.
That's right.
And found Oli as well.
No, she was the Magic Gate Rock.
He says, I know that this must be a lot, hearing that the entirety of your people, there were 6 survivors, but know that those survivors built a institution that has saved this planet many, many times. Their sacrifice and yours saved our world.
Holly just is trying not to cry. And she just walks out of the room.
You guys can finish this up. I'll make sure she's okay.
Understood.
Do you follow her out into the hallway?
Mhm.
Any idea where Oli's going? Is she following the path they came or just wandering?
She walks down the hallway a little bit. Is there like an end of the hallway kind of thing?
Yeah, there at the end of the hallway is like a very small sitting area. There's like a small couch in front of one of those sort of cathedral shaped windows that remind her a bit of home. And that none of you guys would recognize it, but are actually some of the original windows of the Crystal Tower or the Crystal Castle. And there's like a small sitting area with like a love seat and a couple of armchairs and potted plants and stuff like that.
You can take a seat in the potted plant.
Sit on
A
the
love
plant.
seat.
Before she gets to the chairs, she just collapses onto the ground. And just like, you know, like when you're sitting, when you go to fall on the ground, I don't know if they're like theater and stuff, but I was in theater for a long time, and like when you collapse on the ground and you're like your legs go in separate directions and stuff, and you're just kind of like sitting on your legs. That's how she's sitting right now and looking up at the window.
Talking about that V kneel where it's like your knees go inward, your feet go outward, and
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know how else to describe it except for the theater of fall when you're trying to be dramatic.
Mhm.
Because I'm like on the verge of tears right now. Anyway, let's see if it goes. Was not expecting to cry tonight, y'all. 'Cause
Sorry,
I
not
was
sorry.
here.
Who did this? Who did this? Who did this?
Me?
There's an
You.
there's an owl in the building. Sorry.
I did this? Cat did this.
I mean, you gave me the ammunition.
I did. That was me.
I mean, you gave her the gun, had her point it at you, and gave her ammo.
I like to hurt. Anyway, she's on the floor. And she just kind of sits there.
Toad would just walk over and just sit next to her, probably like back against the wall, but like on his butt.
Of all of the things that I was expecting them to tell me, a great sacrifice was not one of them. I didn't choose. None of them chose this.
What do you mean?
I knew her. The evil queen that they were talking, the witch lady. She's the one who put me in the crystal. Along with all of my former partners in my Henshin. They all turned their backs on the Lunar Queen. Now they're telling me a sacrifice. A great sacrifice. My mom didn't choose to be a sacrifice. For this. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm just being dramatic.
No, you're not. Being honest. And that's fine. If that's not what they said was not what really happened, then and you're the only witness. You're the only one who actually knows.
I don't know what happened. If there was Henshins that came down and built this, I don't know who they were. But I'm glad that they got out. I just...
Olu would know that the Henshin on the Moon, the group that she was part of was the Royal Guard. They were the ones that turned against you and the others. But there were other groups that did other things, had other functions on the planet or on the moon, rather. Supposedly it may have been one of them, but it's almost impossible to tell who because you don't know their names, you don't know what they look like, and honestly, Oli hadn't been a Henshin for very long. She probably wouldn't know a whole ton of the other teams.
No, she had only like for a few years. It's fine. I'm just hoping that it was someone good. And I mean, they built this. And it may hurt to look at. But it is beautiful. And it is a part of me. So I guess there's that. She just kind of buries her face in her hands. My mom always told me not to cry.
Mine too. Probably for different reasons, though. He like does like the back scratch thing that kind of like leans into like a side hug just to.
She'll hug you back, and then she'll actually start crying.
Oh, okay. Full hug. Okay.
Yeah, she's not letting you go like that.
No half hugs in this house.
Fatality. Only wins. Flawless huggetry.
I'm not crying. I'm
Cease
fine.
your huggetry.
Cry-tacular.
Yeah. She says, she wipes her eye and she says, "Thank you, Crypto. I don't know why you're so nice to me, but I appreciate it."
Honestly, I could say the same.
Bob.
This isn't serendipity. It doesn't need to burn this slowly. I could hit this with a magnifying glass and it would burn faster.
Unit Voxhart, is everything all right? As just goes to Unit Voxhart at the door window, staring at this shit going on.
I'm just imagining he's one of those people
Voxhart
who
can't
like.
give attention to this right now. He's in front of boss.
I was just imagining he's one of those people that like while Nocturne is just talking, he's just sort of like leaning back in the chair to look through because all of Nocturne's whole one wall that goes to the hallway is completely glass.
Yes.
Is it
Just like rocking
one-
back
is
on the
it-
back legs of the
is it
chairs.
Is it
I assumed it
two-way
was like
mirror?
one of those like closed things and the door is wood, so like when the door is closed, it's completely opaque. If there's
So
a window, yeah, of course I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's not even really a wall. It's not even a window. It is a wall of glass that when he needs privacy, he can change the color of it to either be completely opaque or to be like opaque where you can see through one side and not the other.
A two-way mirror,
like an ODST helmet. Got it. Like a lot of sci-fi helmets. Got it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you guys are chatting. He says, there's been a lot of movement recently in various different countries. I mentioned to you that Passion went on a bit of a peace talk recently down in Neo Tokyo. I actually just got notification a couple of hours ago that apparently the Council of Rosa Gallica has elected a single leader to deal with the threats of the circle and all therein.
3 guesses.
Yeah.
The tyrant.
No, there's a
Really?
woman, leader of a very popular church there, the Church of the One True God, I believe it is, something like that. Which is strange. Rosa Gallica is not typically a very religious nation, but it's that religion's gained quite a bit of a following recently.
I'm sorry, I it must have been me and my ship senses. I thought you had said Del Diablo and not Rosa Gallica. My apologies.
No. If Del Diablo had elected the tyrant, I feel like we'd be having a very different conversation.
Certainly.
I feel like the shit would have already hit the fan at that point. As far as I know, if the tyrant is operating in Del Diablo, they're doing it very subtly. I mean, my team are in the teams there aren't the best at stealth, but they at least haven't made any overt moves.
Well, so we have what you got out of the chemist, and we have what you have roughly out of the reality hacker. What about this one? Pointing at them, because there were 3 that we gave, right?
Right. So the 3, it was the cell phone from the chemist, the one from the reality hacker, and then the thing from Lyra, right?
No. We also had the collectives, because we killed him.
Okay, the collective's files, I'll say, is a lot of the same. All of his work, though, is explicitly with corruption and with Cyblights. It looked like he was trying to figure out exactly how quickly a Cyblight would be corrupted. And they were trying to determine something or another about at what point the phrase that the collective kept using is, at what point are they not ours anymore? As if the control of them belongs to somebody else at a certain point within the levels of corruption. The device that you guys had got from Lyra talks a bit more about each of the members of the Circle of Night. The tyrant, it mentions that his plan does revolve heavily around Del Diablo, but also talks about some of the things that he can do. Apparently, he is a deadly swordsman and a master of corruption, as in he is completely unafraid of it and doesn't show any outward signs of it at all. Mentions that he is usually holed up at his headquarters in the grid, which meant that it's very hard to get to, and typically he would go meet the reality hacker rather than the other way around. It also mentions 2 specific enemies of his that show off very often and get in the way of his plans. A woman with blue hair and a metal spear that can make holograms out of weapons, or weapons out of holograms. And a warrior in this dark blue mech armor that usually carries just this absolutely fucking huge gun. Ricotta and Crypto, you can easily recognize these. The first one is very obviously the Digital Guardian.
Yep, I thought so.
The head of the Knights Virtual. And the other one Ricotta, you would recognize. You've definitely heard of them more often. You haven't heard Crypto. You haven't heard of them as much. They're the head of the Knight's Material.
Sans.
Makes sense.
And do I have a name for them? Unclear. Let's see, other things.
Nocturne, just to make sure that I'm keeping count, and those of you who are watching can keep count at home. The Circle of Night has 8 heads, right?
So it had,
Because I know that we've
6.
knocked 3.
It had 6.
6.
With the Anarchist and the Collective are dead. From what you say of the reality hacker, she is either dead or severely injured.
Chemist.
The chemist was not technically a member of the circle. He was up there, but he wasn't one of the circle, supposedly. So that leaves the Predator, the Proselytizer, the reality hacker, maybe. Haven't found the body yet, and the Tyrant. Speaking with passion, she claims that the Proselytizer is not much to worry about, not much of a threat. Supposedly, she's the individual that brought her back after their fight with the Anarchist. I don't know how much I trust that, partially given the fact that Passion has every right to go with what this woman says, considering she
What did the Proselytizer look like in Passion's report? Was there a white mask?
No, it was a woman, maybe like late 30s, early 40s, long blonde hair, robes. Very unassuming person I would not necessarily put on this team, but Passion says that she's not a risk, at least not at the moment. She says the same of the Predator. She actually says the Predator is only on the team because he wants to die, supposedly.
I have some thoughts on that, but I should note that former member of points down the hall at Crypto, that team, Lyra, you understand what happened with that, but
yeah.
22 passive Lyra.
Yeah. She was put into a rock and a hard place situation, and apparently Yost gave the okay. I believe that. And I do think that until action serves to prove otherwise, I think we have somebody on the inside. So I don't know if we'll be able to contact her anytime soon, but if you hear of anyone in the circle named Echo, know that we, for the time being, can trust them.
Noted. It actually looks like that's where a lot of this information came from.
Quandary
Mhm.
for Unit Voxhart.
Yes.
Unit designated as Echo is part of the circle, correct?
So they say, yes.
Why would Unit Echo willingly give up information?
Well, as far as humanoids are concerned, guilt is a thing, and emotions play a strong part into how we choose our actions, whether or not we like to agree to that as a whole.
Unit,
believe.
Unit Voxhart has met with Echo in the past, then.
Yes, prior to you showing up, when we lost Bark, she was trying to save him, and he chose not to come back. It seems. But she was heartbroken that one of the last people that was still a part of the original team she was part of left. And
Was
I
Unit
can't imagine
Echo
what kind of pain she's in.
was Unit Echo the cause of their death?
I don't believe so, no. He had been holding back information as to how long he had left. I guess it's a unresting thing. But you know, I don't think now is the time to really get into the philosophy behind it, but to bring it down to brass tacks, as Voxhart steals himself, I do think that she is worthy of trust. And when she chooses to take it, I think she's worthy of a second chance.
This unit finds it interesting that an enemy of your team would go to such a public event.
They appear to have been put into... Are you a reading bot?
Negative, I am a mechanome.
Sure. So, have you read...
My body
anything in
may
the way
be
of plays?
mechanical, but my soul is organic. This unit
Your
does have
verbiage
emotion.
seems to throw off my
Easy there,
understanding
Johnny
of
Five.
This unit can feel.
Well, there is a play called The Tragic Life and Death of Dr. Faustus. If you've heard of the Faustian bargain, it comes from that. In his case, he chose to sell over what he believed he did not have, a soul, in order to gain power. I believe that Lyra did a similar thing at one point, not out of malice and out of pride, but out of need. And in doing so, damned herself into having to commit the act that she did.
Are Unit Lyra and Unit Echo the same?
Different monikers, same person.
Noted.
But
Apologies for getting off topic.
I feel like that's going to be this kind of day. It's fine.
Yeah, a bit.
Corey, for those in the room.
Yeah.
How should we proceed forward with stopping the tyrant's plans?
At the moment, I'm honestly not 100% sure. Getting to wherever this location is going to be difficult. I know that I'd like to talk to Passion's team a bit and see what they're up to. I know they've been doing a lot of research to try and learn more using the resources they have in Del Diablo that put them a little closer in connection with understanding the corruption end of this.
If able to get any object from said location at a previous point, Unit Ricotta can get this team there flawlessly within seconds.
I don't know how comfortable the Knights are in sending one of their Knights straight into Del Diablo, but
Apologies for
definitely...
implication. Might be suggesting Unit Passion's team.
Oh, to come here. it's a little harder for the rest of the team. Passion has a bit of a get out of jail free card, apparently, regarding corruption, but the others can be in danger if they leave. They need to have time to prepare for it, or they risk fragging out themselves.
Units Gruck and Demona are calculated as 300% likelihood of fragging out if leaving the parameters of Del Diablo.
Yeah.
100%.
Confirmed. Scanners indicate that both units have well over 20 layers of corruption. I like to think like there's the active ones and there's the passive ones from living in Del Diablo so long. And embracing that corruption too. You know, because specifically Demona probably more than Greg. It's DBZ power levels, that's whatever.
I'll say at that point, if the rest of you guys want to make your way back to, if Oli and Crypto want to make their way back, or if you want to stay where you are.
We will be making our way downtown.
Crypto and Ricotta, both of you feel your badge activate.
Confused machine
and a message
noises.
coming through. It's up to you guys whether any so like warnings that would come through would show up as like text on the back of it, showing up like I'm just imagining the like Amber Alert on the road, or if it's like it says something that only you can hear, or however you would describe it.
Normally Ricotta's eyes are just like green light bulbs essentially. They like flash red, like a slow flash red. That'd be the only indicator.
Within the 2 weeks, I'm sure Crypto asked Simon that with the AEN classes, Bark's AEN classes, to kind of connect the two so we can get messages right there.
Okay. You both get the message that is effectively the code version of SOS. Saying that the Bastion, the headquarters of the Knights of the Grid, is under attack by Cyblights.
Oh shit.
And then you also hear, or all the rest of you, get a notification on your cell phones from Passion's team that things are going down in the city.
What city?
Does she specify? Or
In
does she
Del
just
Diablo.
say things are going down?
I do not remember exactly
That
what she
is probably
said,
the
if
least
anything.
helpful message you could send.
Is that things are going down, we need assistance, or things are going down?
I would say
know?
Passion
Is the
would be
city
smart
literally
enough to
sinking?
say. Passion would be probably smart enough to say, "We think the wards are down."
Is that oh shit, we need help right now, get over here, or is that hey, just letting you know?
She doesn't respond. You're guessing
It's
she's
time
probably
to get
dealing
over
with
there.
it.
Let's get the others to meet us over there.
And we're going to pick up there next time.
Oh.
Now we're going to spend next session arguing which way we should go.
Yeah, probably.
Angry crypto noise.
Oh, I got angry crypto noises and Callie crying. I love it. Brilliant.
You got
My job here is done.
You got confused machine noises as well.
Yeah. So this has been a blast. I'm very excited to pick up next time with what the heck is going on, as apparently everybody's plans just got moved up quite a bit.
Gee, what a surprise.
Only hands on hips. What the heck's going on?
What the heck is going on?
Wave 3's coming. We gotta have new characters all together. So come on.
Not yet.
Technically, the third
Not while I'm
wave.
running this shit.
Technically, the third wave won't be for another century or so, but no one would know that in character. Okay, so the bullshit I have is whenever the next session, when the next campaign would start, would be when the new wave would be. Because that was that was the point of the first one. That the first one ended because Test Wave 2 came out, and
that was the thing that we have to discuss. I don't remember whether the wave is the shifting of the D12.
No. Think of it kind of like Forgotten Realms is spell wave fuckery.
Okay, I was gonna say because like if it's the shifting of that, I know exactly when the next one is because Kevin's a big ass fucking nerd.
I think I put I like a stupidly specific date. It was like every 343 years or something like that.
I don't remember. Anyway, so we will pick up there next time with seeing what these kids do and what happens after. So going around plugs. Callie, do you want to go first this time?
I cried tonight. I didn't expect to cry, but I did, and here we are. You know what? I should always expect to cry because I'm Callie. Anyway, I'm Callie. Welcome to me crying. You can follow me at Callie on Twitter.
That should be your slogan. Expect me to cry.
I run a game. It's called Unwritten. It happens every other Tuesday. It's going to be this Tuesday coming up if you're watching this live. It's on Vex's channel, Fresher Moon D&D. Reese is in it. And I've yet to make him cry, but it's coming up.
It'll be November 9th.
November 9th? Okay. Also, this was fun. And...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow you on Twitter, because you sometimes draw things?
Follow me on Twitter. I sometimes draw things. Cap Callie. Anyway, bye.
Buy her pins! Buy her stickers!
Buy her pins and stickers and stuff.
My favorite's Michael Roden. Please don't sue us.
I still, once I have money, I need to buy like a stack of that from you.
Go ahead, sorry.
Bob, do you want to go next?
Yes, I do. Hey, hi, Worldwide Sentai. This is Bob Scary VOA coming at you live from Scotty Hood's channel. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and a slew of other places by my handle, Bob Scary VOA. You can also go to bobscaryvoa.com to listen to my demos because I am, in fact, a voiceover artist. I am streaming once again. I am trying to be consistent with mostly doing Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the moment, but I might expand that if I start doing day streaming. Yes, you did hear YouTube. I've posted it a number of times on Twitter. For the love of God, all 4 of you are my friends, and I haven't seen a damn one of you watch my thing or subscribe to me. Please do the thing. I love you to death. Please do the thing.
I'll subscribe.
I think I'm subscribed. I don't remember. I have 2 different.
No, because I just started putting content up. I literally just put it up in the past day.
Yeah, I did see you were streaming the other day, and I like popped in, but it was like it's super late, and I absolutely missed it. Anyway,
totally. Yeah. No worries. No, this is just me being panicky because I finally got around to making my demos so that way they can be found on YouTube. And I am panicky to try and, get things rolling with that. So I don't mean to sound forceful, but this is a different kind of step for me and I need validation. So if you don't mind.
Yeah. Reese, do you want to go next?
Sure. Yeah, I'm here every 2 weeks. Obviously. I think I only missed maybe half of an episode, so if I'm not here, something bad happened. I'm also, like Callie said, I'm on the Unwritten thing at Fractured Moon D&D on Twitch. And as of, I think, this Monday, you can see the first episode I'm in.
Actually, the first one is already up.
Yeah. I think it was Monday when the first episode went out.
Oh, yes, as of this Monday. I was thinking 2 days from now, Monday.
No. Last Monday, the earlier Monday this week. I'm the first episode that my character, Sean Black, is on Baltimore by Night on Crow and Chimera.
He
Weird
plays
shit happen.
a delightful Bruja mechanic that just got like just yeeted into a conversation with Mari and Cozy that got like really deep really quick, and he's just sitting there sipping his drink like, what the fuck did I get myself into? It was glorious.
I've written down complicated life for Mari. It was probably like something scratched out, complicated.
Complicated all caps. Yeah, accurate. So yeah.
Yeah. So those are
you can see that on mine and Kev's YouTube channel, which is Crow and Chimera on youtube.com. We also have a bunch of little clips that I throw up just to be like, here is a funny thing if you wanted to go just check the funny shit out. So there's
Want
that.
Do
That
you,
is one of them.
do you like that?
The next episode goes live on Monday the 15th. But there may be some earlier tidbits of funny scenes up until then. So yeah, so go check that out. And then just keep an eye on my Twitter. Hopefully in the very near future, if I can actually get my butt working on it and knock it out as well as schoolwork, I will have something to post on to the Storyteller's Vault, which is the drive-through RPG version of the drive-through RPG portal for Storyteller, Vampire the Masquerade, Mage the Ascension, that sort of thing. For their stuff, they just opened it up to allow V5 content, so I will be posting, hopefully soon, a player's guide that lists out all the stuff that you need to know for where you can find all of the different clans and powers and disciplines and predator types and all of this other stuff that's scattered all over God's green earth in these 25 books or something that they published already, where to find it and what it does. So keep an eye out for that. Scott, do you want to close this out?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for watching. This game runs every 2 weeks on Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Twitch channel. Our next game will be November 19th, as long as everything goes to plan. Both Simon and Vinna should be there. And I also do drawing commissions. You can see my Twitter tag down below. And from my profile page, I have a link to all of my things, including Fiverr, all of the stuff I have in the DM's Guild, which is mostly aquatic stuff, but I also have a Warlock patron called Connection to All, which is pretty much your patron is the power of friendship. And the next game that will be on this channel will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or will it be Standard Time at that point? No, it's Sunday.
Yes.
It's Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night it'll still be standard time.
So EDT tomorrow. We're running Mysteries of Silver Fleet, run by Biflela. It is a Dark Matter D&D campaign setting. So we'll see you then.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was a great one.
Audio still.
Nerds.